Google Gemini just released a brand new feature called DeepThink, and it's their most powerful feature that they've ever released before. In fact, it crushed all the different benchmarks. It's more powerful than ChatGPT o3 Pro, and it basically replaces DeepResearch. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what the new feature is, how to use it, and I'm going to share with you 3 use cases that really show off how powerful it is. Now, that new feature I'm talking about is DeepThink by Google Gemini. As you can see down here, DeepThink is now going to be available, and I wanted to show off for you just how powerful this is. So this compares it across other models without tools enabled. So when it comes to reasoning and knowledge, we could see that Gemini with DeepThink is way more powerful than everything else. In fact, Grok 4 just released a few weeks ago, and it was a step function above everything else that already existed, but now DeepThink surpasses that. Same thing here with mathematics. In fact, this is 2 times better than Gemini 2.5 Pro, which was previously the best thing for this. The same thing over here and the same thing over here. So this now excels at math, code generation, and reasoning and knowledge. And not just that, because I've actually found that this is really good for a bunch of other things. Now, here's exactly how it works. Essentially what you do is you just open up a new window on Gemini, you click on DeepThink right here, and then you prompt it. You can add in CSV files, you could add in videos, you could add in photos, you could add in PDFs, you could add in all of your usual things. And essentially what this does is replaces DeepResearch, because here's how this actually works from a technical standpoint. If we come over here and look at something like this, we could see this is going through and it looks very similar to DeepResearch. But what's actually happening here is this is spinning up multiple versions of Gemini in the background, and they are all thinking about this one problem differently. So essentially, imagine if you ask somebody a question and instead of just getting that answer from that one person, you had that person replicate themselves 100 times and think about it in 100 different ways, and then all those things converge on each other in order to come up with new answers. This has been used by mathematicians that have solved a problem. They asked Gemini to then go ahead and confirm that that problem is solvable, and this has actually solved it in different ways, which is a huge breakthrough for AI. And essentially what this does is it just comes over here and then actually gives you an answer here, and you could see through all the different thinking that this has, and then you could follow up and ask it another question if you wanted to. And one of the biggest things that this has been able to excel with is not just code generation, but also creativity. So if we come over to DeepThink right here and we give it this prompt, design and create a very creative, elaborate, and detailed voxel art scene of a pagoda in a beautiful garden with trees, including some cherry blossoms, yada, yada, yada. If we give this to this right here, and then we also open up another Gemini, and we do this in just regular 2.5 Pro, and then we open up another Gemini and do this in 2.5 Flash, so we can actually compare all the different responses that we get. I think the results going to shock you. Okay, now here are all the different results that we got. This right here is going to be from Gemini 2.5 Flash. I had to actually show this in Pro because I couldn't preview it on Flash, but as you can see here, I literally just took the code and I came over here and said, display this code here, and this is what we've got. As we could see, this is incredibly basic here with 2.5 Flash. Now, if we come over to 2.5 Pro, this is what it created. As we could see, this is a bit more advanced, but this still looks very gamey, doesn't look super realistic, and kind of just looks like a super pixelated version. In fact, it is much better than this, but the results from DeepThink are going to blow you away. And this really shows off how it's not just good at coding, but also creativity. And now here's what it looks like with Gemini 2.5 DeepThink and how much different they actually look. As we could see, this is a side-by-side comparison of all 3 of these, and bar none, Gemini 2.5 DeepThink did a way better job than Gemini 2.5 Flash that looks incredibly basic, and Gemini 2.5 Pro that looks a little bit better than that, but DeepThink is a much better answer. Now, before I get into those 3 different use cases, I need to make sure that you smash that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date on the latest and greatest changes in AI. I upload videos like this every single day, and you're not going to want to miss them. Now, the next use case I wanted to show off here is I took all of this financial data for this ETF, VGT data right here. We could scroll all the way down. We could see that this is all the data since January 30th, 2004. We have its open price, its high, its low, its close, its adjusted close, and the volume on it. Now, what I did was I asked 2.5 DeepThink. I said, you're a financial analyst and expert. Perform a complex financial analysis of this stock and determine whether or not you think it'll be up or down tomorrow based on all the different news about it, sentiment, and historical information. Now, if we come into the thinking right here, we could see that this has done several things. First and foremost, commencing data analysis. Secondly, evaluating market sentiment. Third, weighing all these different factors. 4, refining the prognosis. 5, evaluating the dynamics. And then it went through and it actually gave me an answer here. So on the historical and technical analysis, we could see I will first process the provided historical data to identify trends and calculate key shifts. So price action, it says that it's going to close with a significant drop today. We could see it the volume. We could see the moving averages. We could see the relative strength index. It went through its MACD and gave us a technical conclusion. So it says short term, this looks bearish. News and sentiment, this went through and actually analyzed all different news and sentiment around this ETF right here. And then it went through synthesis and prediction. So it says we are analyzing this at a critical juncture, gives us the bullish case, gives us the bearish case, and then it gives us the conclusion right here. And it gave us a prediction for Monday, which says that it's going to continue its downward movement. Now, we're going to have to look at this on Monday and see whether or not this was right, but this is really cool to be able to analyze things like this. Again, as we can see here, this is a lot of information. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns of data and like 5,400 rows right here. So this is like 35,000 different data points that this just took in and did a search on itself, combine that with the news in order to actually give us an answer here. Now, one thing that I will call out here before we get into the last use case that I really like to use this for, and again, I think it shows off that this is a lot more than just a coding tool or a mathematics tool, is I've reached my limit here. I think I've done 5 searches with this today. So right now you can really only use DeepThink like anywhere from 4 to 6 times. I don't think they've actually given an official number. But I do think that that will eventually go away as they continue to roll this out more and more. It's typically what Google does, and they're going to make this accessible via the API pretty soon. Now, I actually have 2 different use cases I wanted to give you for this. So the first one is, what are some great prompts I can use to actually show off DeepThink in a YouTube video? I asked it this in order to see how it actually thought through this. So we could see that it formulated video concepts, it pinpointed video objectives, it refined the structure, it gave us an outline, it finalized the strategy, and then it generated engaging prompts, structured it for YouTube content, crafted them, and then formulated them again. Now, if we scroll down over here, we could see that it gave us this, and then this gave us a bunch of different prompts that kept getting better and better and better and better. And again, I wanted to show you these because I think that you could use these for yourself in order to show this off. So category number 1 that they had here was creativity and world building. Things like write a short 5-minute screenplay scene in order to describe something, or things like a product invention prompt, which again, I think that this is incredibly powerful for. Category number 2 is going to be complex problem solving and strategy. So things like a CEO challenge, an urban planning dilemma, a crisis management simulation. Category 3 was more philosophical and ethical reasoning, and it gave it basically a bunch of different things like the modern trolley problem with self-driving cars. And then 4 was explaining the unexplainable, which I thought was pretty cool. And then finally, it gave us a grand finale, which is an impossible meta prompt, which is having DeepThink analyze a series of prompts that we have given to it so far, or given a Gemini in order to infer about our goals and our strategy to see what we actually should be asking it. And all of these, I think, are really cool use cases for you to be able to show off or use for yourself, or take one of these and actually change it to be useful for whatever you're doing in your life. Now, the final use case I wanted to try this with is actually something that I did with ChatGPT 03 when it first came out. So I gave it a screenshot of a house and I said, where is the location of this? And as we could see, this went through for 6 minutes, analyzing the image, thinking, and actually figuring out the exact address of this house right here. Now, I wanted to test Google Gemini to see if it was able to do that also with this DeepThink mode activated. So I give it the same exact screenshot, I give it the same exact prompt, and it it said it cannot determine the exact address, but it's definitely located in the southeast US based on the landscaping and the architecture. That was correct. The home is located in North Carolina. So then I asked it a follow-up question. I said, can you find this actual address? And by the way, when it comes to limits, you need to be wary of asking too many follow-up questions on DeepThink because you might spend all of your DeepThink credits on literally just getting one thing done, which wouldn't be very good. Now, we could come over here and see that it actually zoomed in and cropped the image, but it got it wrong. It thought that it was 526 or that it was 528. If we come over into ChatGPT, we could see that this actually figured out, originally it thought it was 9328, but it was able to figure it out and zoom in even more and see that it's very clearly 6308. Now, this is the only thing that I found DeepThink actually fails at compared to ChatGPT 03. This did do this a little bit quicker, but since it thought it had the wrong number here, it just wasn't as good at actually figuring out exactly where this was. And then this completely just ended up failing. But again, this is the first time that I've seen DeepThink right here not be better than ChatGPT 03. And by the way, the model that I have up here was just the model that I was using before. If we change this to 03 Pro, you can see that that's how this was actually done. Not sure if you've seen the reports yet, but Goldman Sachs just came out and said that they think in the next 12 months, AI is going to replace over 300 million jobs. So my question for you is, are you going to be one of those people that's replacing those jobs? Or are you going to be one of the people that gets replaced because you didn't embrace AI? And that's exactly why I created AI Automation School that you could check out at the pinned comment below. In fact, I have special launch pricing right now. So if you want to stay ahead of what's happening in AI and you want to learn how to automate your work with AI, how to make more money with AI, how to build AI agents without knowing having to code, or you just want me to audit your personal AI workflow so we could speed things up for you, I strongly suggest that you check it out. Now, if you like this video, I strongly suggest you check out this video right here that walks you through 10 hidden Google Gemini features I guarantee you didn't know existed. I'll see you over there.